What's up, folks? Happy Hump Day. It is December 18th, 2024. And as always, there's all kinds of crazy shit going on here and around the world, of course. Another bird flu outbreak. I mean, it's been kind of ongoing for most of this year, since like April. I think it was first reported. And it has, and I only had a short time to catch up on like the jump. It's now infected some cattle and some dairy farms in California. So Governor Newsome has declared a state of emergency. And just supposedly says try to get a jump on. This proclamation is targeted action to ensure government agencies have the resources and flexibility they need to respond quickly to this outbreak. Building on California's testing and monitoring system, the largest in the nation, we are committed to further protecting public health, supporting our agriculture industry, and ensuring that Californians have access to accurate, up-to-date information, Governor Newsome said. So, state of emergency. Now, immediately when I did some quick searching, it wasn't saying anything about previous years. And I had made the comment a little while ago in a chat that we've had an outbreak a few years in a row, and that seems to be the case. That's it. There were 3.5 million birds sacrificed in 2023. In addition to the more than 6 million birds killed between 2022 and 2023 here in the States. Bird flu is fatal in birds, and the government requires entire flocks to be culled once the virus is detected on a farm. The deadliest year was 2022, but nearly as many chickens have been disposed of so far in 2024. So in 2023, more than 9.4 billion with a B, 9.4 billion broiler chickens, and 218 million turkeys were processed in the United States for consumption, obviously. So clearly the problem has been with eggs now, or layers. But you know, the prices are ridiculous on eggs, but it's still a couple dollars, or you know, a few dollars, $4 or $5 for a dozen eggs. Is that more expensive than they've been in a long time? Of course it is. It's ridiculously expensive. But how many eggs are, again, you know, I asked this before, and it's not like I'm trying to make excuses. What is anybody going to do? It's literally because of bird flu, right? I mean, should we just say fuck it and not kill these birds so the chuds have, you know, 99 cents a dozen eggs? I don't understand. You know, the thing is we need to be hammering down on this in every way possible, cutting, you know, deregulations aren't going to be an answer, that's for sure. And we need to be funding research and development into how to handle this better, right? We need to have how much it would make a difference with like free range birds compared to these factory farms. Probably not much, because what we consider free range is they're still pretty tight. So let me welcome everybody a minute. Looks like B is in the house, and Laura, and Nels, and Jay is here, and James. It's good to see you folks. Nelson says, eggs prices going up again. Crush my man, I'm reading that our soil is almost useless and all prices for everything will be going up soon. Yeah, I watched the recent 60 Minutes marathon on environmental change, and it's pretty depressing. I mean, it's funny because we were just talking about the water flow of you know, how much of the Colorado River gets sucked up, and for what, right? Where is it mainly used? And it's interesting, and it's a tough dilemma, because a lot of it does get used for agriculture, which is feeding us. But it's a fucking mess for sure. All the claims to the Colorado River are just it's a mess, because there isn't. It's I don't know what they said, 55 feet below what it was last year or some shit, or the like Lake Mead, and anyways, these Lake Mead and whatever the other large one there is, the dam, I forget, are at about 30% capacity right now. So, but they had, and I didn't, they had, this bird flu has jumped to some dairy cattle in California. Since March, the H5N1 virus has infected over 850 cattle herds across 16 states. That's not what. Oh, this is common spreading. Yeah, all right. I was seeing it called avian flu 1 or something like that earlier. There are 63 cases. Over 16 it says the outbreak among the cattle herds is over 16 states, but at least 60 people have contracted it also, mostly farm workers. A couple cats reported, farm cats that have died from drinking raw milk, infected milk. No human-to-human transmissions reported yet, but it's pretty scary that, I think, I'm not saying that it's going to, well, it's really only a matter of time, isn't it? I mean, maybe we can put it off or avoid those sorts of things. It'd be nice for decades to come, but the shit moves quick. I mean, we've been hearing for years how we're running out of options for just basic antibiotics because shit continues to just mutate faster than we can come up with solutions, and after a while our antibiotics can only be so strong. Macaroni in the house, and Wes and Pro. Welcome to you all. Oh, and I seen some other crazy news just before going live. It looks like the Matt Gaetz report will be released. God damn it. Do. Not sure if I seen that it's tomorrow. House Ethics Committee to release report on its Matt Gaetz investigation. The committee's years-long investigation looked into allegations of sexual misconduct and illicit drug use against Matt Gaetz, a top Donald Trump ally. What the fuck was his job going to be again? Oh yeah, AG. Was it? Am I remember that right? What a fucking bunch of fucking shit. Oh my God, that's it. He was gonna be the AG, wasn't he? Until he wasn't. Man. Anyways, the House Ethics Committee has voted to publicly release a report detailing the findings of an investigation into former Matt Gaetz, Florida. Two sources familiar with the matter told NBC. I told you guys, I said it a couple weeks ago. I'm like, it does not matter. You watch. Somehow, somewhere down the line, somebody's going to bring charges against him. It's coming yet. A reversal from last month when the panel deadlocked on whether to publish the report. we'll see if there's that. I don't know how that works, if there's anything that can be or will be redacted or whatnot. But the report is expected to be made public as soon as this week after the House finishes its final business of the year, voting to keep the government open, which I believe I think they're pretty close to that, getting that CR bill passed. I've done zero reading on that as well, so full disclosure. All right, be good, B. Kick some ass and take some names. Pizza Gates delivery. Are you really the land shark from Florida? Man. It's not enough. It's a start. It's not enough to get all these people that are just literally rotting our frickin' country and our system. The rot of our government. Nobody thinks any of these politicians are perfect. We've seen some stupid shit on both sides. We've grown, I think, a lot in the last couple decades as a country in a lot of ways, and this has been a step backwards with all this Trumpism, Christian nationalism, whatever. I'll check that out later, Laura. I can't play any of their stuff. I got it saved, though. James says Trump is spewing about the wall being sold. You wait until he finds out on Inauguration Day his standing on. He's standing. Pro says most of the drones are in New Jersey. Who the fuck aliens? Better place to have vacation. Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. They can go anywhere in the universe, right, Pro? But they chose New Jersey. That's pretty good shit. All right, Laura, be good. I'll try and get over there and give you a click. Laura's getting ready to start her news stream, you guys. So anybody wants to get in on that, you should. That's funny as fuck. Yeah, the drone thing. I got interested enough for about a day and a half just to just because I wanted to see exactly how kooky the comments were. People go, I kind of had an idea, but yeah, I've heard some pretty good takes on it. It's hilarious. Traveling 350 million light years to go to a toxic beach. Max says he bets Kevin McCarthy is laughing his ass off at Matt Gaetz. He should have been pushing that shit. Yeah, you know, exactly. He bailed. He bailed on his country too, right? But he looked like a fucking heel, and he fucking folded, and he bowed out, right? And I don't know. I haven't heard shit from him. I thought there was maybe some talk not that long ago, or sometime late in the campaign that he might get a job with Trump. I have no idea. I'm betting not. I mean, it's not like Kev has a backbone, but it seems like he doesn't want any part of that nonsense. Who knows? I really don't know what to think about these Republican elected officials. I don't like. Do they just think that Trump won't fuck up our system so badly that our freedoms, or the ones they think are important, won't be infringed upon? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I understand that their goal for all of these fucks has to be money, right? And whatever power they get out of it too for a short time, I guess, unless like all these Republicans that are just blindly supporting Trump think that they're going to be a part of the fucking kingdom for the rest of their life. You know what I mean? They'll be allowed to work in the king's court if they just stay loyal. Stay loyal to the royal, right? Pro says old Civil War saying one night with Venus, life with Mercury, possible cure at the same time for syphilis. Yeah, I seen there was unbelievable. An ABC reporter and her crew were sitting there filming Venus and freaking out. Like, what is this? We really need somebody to explain it. So if there's any scientists watching this report, can we're sitting here filming it and blah, blah. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. Yeah, light beings traveling through portals in their drones, in their man-made drones. Yeah, I asked that, James, if I asked in one of those drone watching chats if they were the ones controlling the hurricanes. Patty, what's up, sister? Patty says America needs to freak out because why not? Yeah, everything's a fucking. The sky is falling. Psyops, conspiracy, false flag. Nancy Pelosi breaking her hip now was a false flag. Trumpers are all about it. They know. They can see through it. CGI. Yes, James. Cloud seeding. Exactly. That's what the drones are doing. There comes the cloud seeding. They're cloud seeding the frickin' hurricanes for Dems to control. The hurricanes will now be forming in New Jersey off New Jersey Beach. All right, Niles, be good, brother. Peace out. Ooh. Yeah, man. You know what, James? Let's hope that this is how this. Let's hope that this is the kind of shit that fucking Trump focuses on too. You know what I mean? Like, let's just keep Trump focused on raking the forest and playing golf. He can tell his supporters to drink bleach and suck down disinfectants and do big fat lines of Lysol or whatever. Special Canadian swamp mud cakes. Little bit of sour apple horse paste. Let's just keep them focused. Let's just hope they stay focused on that stuff, the important things. You know what I mean? James says, Sin saw one of the drones drop 50 nanobots. That's where she's getting the comms, James. That's the secret comms from the Alexander dude. Smirnoff. The Smirnoff nanobots. And 50 isn't nothing, just wait. Next time it'll be 51. Maybe the drones are the ones spreading the bird flu. Maybe they're not drones after all. They're super glowy, flashy birds. So what do you guys think? I know this probably have all kinds of dipshits voting in favor of Trump because it's like all my streams get the thumbs down are insane percentage with the amount of folks that actually talk, and the same with these polls usually. But hey, I get it. I definitely word it in a way that is might lean a certain direction, whatever it is. It's a legit question. Will Trump's disregard for regulations make things like the bird flu worse? Almost 30 votes, 41% say yes, 59% say no. And my point is that we've seen that his attitude towards things that are for consumer protection. For fuck's sake, it's just. I mean, well, we aren't slaughtering millions of birds by the millions because of this bird flu. Eggs are pretty fucking cheap. Why would you? What do we need to deregulate? It seems like we have an issue. And I'm not saying that Trump was calling to deregulate anything to do with the manufacturing of broiler birds or eggs. But we've seen he doesn't get it, and he is all about big corporations, allowing them to make money. And I keep saying over and over, if there is a market, they will make money. regulations are not taxing the piss out of a company. So it's not like it's the fucking same thing. You know what I mean? You're holding these companies accountable. It's just ridiculous. We've seen it with McDonald's, and I don't know if that was. No, it wasn't. There was also a romaine lettuce issue not long ago, and there always is some sort somewhere, right? And I'm not saying like all the time, but once a year, you can. There, it seems like there's an issue, and some of that might be localized with just bad handling, right? But we know Trump's attitude on regulating. For fuck's sake, he wants to do away with shit like the Department of Education, and you think, I mean, how the Trumpers are on shit like depopulation. That Trump's heading that. Trump's that kind of that guy. Trump is someone that's going to be for that. What the hell is it, anyways? Agenda 22 or some crap. I can't even remember. Not agenda. Is it? Yeah, maybe. Trump is the one that wants to reduce the population of the world to 500 million people. I mean, I guess. I don't know. Just by his actions. We could ask him. Max says, I bet the drones are the first wave of attacks from the high-tech water people. Right. Yeah, the mermaids have now developed drones. Yeah, Patty says, investigating Liz seems like a fine way to do nothing for 2 years. It's really disgusting. You know. I gave Liz Cheney a lot of props late in the campaign, and I stick by that. I think I hope she I hope she keeps fighting. The right is there. I don't know what. We just have to get on. We have to get on. We are riding right along with these Trumpers in the same boat now, right? Paddling up shit creek. Yeah, I'm not sure what their goal of that would be, Patty, other than to try and slow Cheney down. If she has some sort of plans of running, I hope she doesn't give up. I know she's never going to be a Democrat, but I hope she doesn't give up. I mean, we see what it is. It's just plain bash, 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 fear monger, fear monger, fear monger, lie, make up crap, smear people. You know, I hope she don't give up. And it's likely that she'll never ever, you know, ever succumb to any sort of like punishment. I mean, she's not even in Congress right now anyway, so I don't know what they would be doing. Unless you're talking like Kash Patel wanting to and you know start an investigation into her. That wouldn't be surprising. Yeah, hang on to your seats because the confirmation process for the cabinet picks is going to be a fucking shit show roller coaster. There's no doubt about that. Patty says she's going to sue the Trump administration for killing her. Jay says we are like, what would happen while COVID if RFK Jr. was in charge? Yeah. Bobby's like, hold my junk. Yeah, exactly. Do heroin, not vaccines. Seriously. Look, I don't claim to be the fucking brightest bulb in the fucking light socket or whatever, right? Can you see what I'm saying? For fuck's sake, man. Kennedy has a good take on some things, but he is so far out there and burnt out that he just cannot bring anything together, and he's just from one end of the field to the other, one end of the spectrum to the other. It's it's like believing in flat earth and a round earth at the same time. Yeah, I can't wait. It did not say when. I don't think did I ever read that line? The committee's year-long investigation included looking into allegations that Gates had engaged in sexual misconduct and illicit drug use, accepted improper gifts, gave special favors to people with whom he had personal relationships, and obstructed the House probe. Obstructing the House probe, that's interesting. Gates resigned from the House last month after President-elect Donald Trump said he intended to nominate him for Attorney General. That's never going to get old. Can I be Attorney General too? Or do I need to be a predator? Gates withdrew his name with name. Is that one of? God, it's so weird. Is that like a requirement for the Trump administration that you have some sort of dark, disgusting, predator-ish background? Hegseth, Trump, Gates. You guys could probably help me out with it. I'm sure there's more. Gates withdrew his name from consideration for the position just 8 days after Trump's announcement, after he faced scrutiny from senators and details emerged publicly about the testimony of women who spoke to the Ethics Committee. He has denied any wrongdoing. The ones that are worried about abortions are the ones that are least likely to get pregnant. What a fucking douche canoe, you know? David Callie, he's funny. He says, got the link off X and posted and already hit the thumbs down and reported YouTube for harassment about the channel. I'll post it again on Facebook too. Sweet. Thanks, Dave and Callie. That's good stuff. Ding Dong's always promote my channel for me. James says Hegseth will be confirmed as Secretary of Defense. You watch. Secretary of Domestic Violence, yeah, and alcohol abuse has already been filled. Yeah, I hoping yeah. I don't know, like, it sucks, but it's likely that RFK Jr. is probably going to get confirmed. Patel, I don't know. That one is a tough one. Hegseth and, well, of course, Gates is no longer. And how many other people have declined Trump's, like, God, would we have that sheriff somewhere that was doing all kinds of bonkers shit? Trump was gonna make him some sort of czar or something. He declined. Trump's chief of staff lady, all on her own. Sad. God, who is it? I'm a little surprised that hasn't been. Is Elise Stefanik been? Have you guys seen her name up at all for anything? Any possible spots or positions? Sad euphoria. Yeah, Jay says, who told them that was a good idea? Fuck. The orange cult leader, of course. You could certainly try, Patty. Talk to the, was it the ACLU? You could probably get one of those big firms to or conglomerates to try and to possibly take up your case. Yeah, just reading around. I'm a little mellow tonight. For now, for a minute. I may have to go make a cocktail and get rid of this coffee. What's left of it. Here at break. Break time. I do feel like I'm ready to fucking start bouncing anytime, but who knows. I have the other half of that Trump presser that I never finished last night that I could not get through because it's just one stupid comment after another from him. Yeah, there you go. See if Rudy will represent you. Rudy's probably still waiting to get some money out of Trump. I wonder how these saps survive, some of them like him, just his age and being a complete alcoholic and now, unless, Rudy has the overseas account somewheres or something, but it seems like he's been hit pretty good with all this shit. So he claims, right? And though he's dragging his heels to turn over everything he's supposed to. I suppose he probably hasn't. But I just wonder, like, how much his standard of living has gone downhill. Hopefully lots, right? I'll never forget that fucking one of the first Scared Catch-Ups, man, where he had Rudy living in the cardboard box. Oh my God, you guys gotta look that up. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to make note of that and look that one up. That's hilarious. Jay says 17,000 Americans found out about Trump's medical advice the hard way. Yeah. Drugs that Trump called a miracle COVID cure is linked to 17,000 deaths in new study.
About the hydroxy. A lot of good things have come out.
Let me see if I can bring that up. Yo's. A lot of good things have come out about the hydroxy. A lot of good things have come out. I apologize. I'm almost there, I think. I got to get my ass out of the way. All right.
And you'd be surprised at how many people are taking it, especially the frontline workers, before you catch it. The frontline work.
Look how angry he is. Is it worth the time for me to try and bring that in closer? Probably not. He is just like spitting fire through his eyes.
Things have come out about the hydroxy. A lot of good things have come out. And you'd be surprised at how many people are taking it, especially the frontline workers, before you catch it. The frontline workers, many, many are taking it. I happen to be taking it. I'm taking it, hydroxychloroquine.
When?
Right now, yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I started taking it. Because I think it's good. I've heard a lot of good stories. And if it's not good, I'll tell you right, I'm not going to get hurt by it. It's been around for 40 years for malaria, for lupus, for other things. I take it. Frontline workers take it. A lot of doctors take it. A lot of doctors take it. I take it. Now, I hope to not be able to take it soon because, I hope they come up with some answer.
So there is Trump hammering down on hydroxychloroquine. Did I get that right? Probably not. And now, in a new study, a drug infamously touted by Donald Trump has been linked to nearly 17,000 COVID deaths in a new scientific study. Researchers say that the anti-malaria drug hydroxychloroquine was prescribed to patients during the first wave of COVID-19 despite the absence of evidence documenting its clinical benefits. See, and this is the kind of crap that I keep going over with the Trumpers, is there were clinical trials for the COVID vaccine here in America. There was the only one that had there was some issue, and I don't know exactly what the stats on were with that, was the Johnson & Johnson, but I do know folks that had the Johnson & Johnson and were fine. And we only had the 3 in the United States here. It was, what was the AZ vax? There was possibly some issues with, like in Norway, with women over 50 years old. That was the biggest demographic that was the demographic that was getting hit the hardest with negative effects. But again, we didn't the AZ wasn't distributed here in the United States. So here that, this study showing that there were no studies done for hydroxychloroquine being a legitimate treatment for COVID at that time when he was, well, you guys just heard the video that Jay shared. Trump was adamant that it was great. So, yeah, here you go. Thanks, Jay. That's a good share. All right, you guys, I'm going to do a BRB real quick. Oops, what do I got going here now? And I will be back. Yeah, I don't think I really got jack shit to play for you. You can just fucking hang out and talk amongst yourselves, all right? All right, hang tight. I appreciate you all. If anybody can't hang around, but I will be back in a few minutes. I'm going to go do a BRB, and I'm going to make a cocktail to finish up the second half of this stream. And if you're all still with me when we get back, we'll chat some more, all right? And I'm back. As quick as could be. Six minutes. I try to shorten them down. I need a bathroom on this floor. Cheers to you. Happy hump day. James is already dicking off at work. Good man. God, it seems so kind of bright in here all of a sudden. All right, Patty Whackers, you be good, sister. Peace and love to you. Yeah. Hydroxymoron. Hydroxy Q-tip. Hydroxy QAnon. Ow! I can fucking tickle myself once in a while, god damn it. James says he's on vacation until January 6th. Sweet. Good man. The hydroxy QAnons. I like that. I'm going to have to use it in a title, I'm pretty sure. Let's see if we can't get... I have never... It's like, I don't know, a couple years ago or something, I looked into the Q stuff for about 5 seconds. It said, holy... I mean, I've seen a couple videos, I suppose, aside from that, of some real advanced folks, but... And I seen right here in my own backwoods hood, some beat up fucking minivan, an older one, windows, two of the windows fucking smashed out with plastic taped over it and a big old fucking Q in the back window. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Just packed full of shit. Jay says, we thought natural selection was done with MAGA. Yeah. We're getting there. They've been hiding in the caves, Jay. Interbreeding. I'm still not seeing when the report is supposed to be released. The release of the Gates report goes against the wishes of House Speaker Little Mike Johnson. You guys have you guys really paid attention to that fella? He is like a miracle. That guy walks around upright without a spine. It's insane. Republican from Louisiana who had argued repeatedly that releasing a report into someone who is no longer a member of Congress would be terrible precedent. Why is that? He is still seeking to serve the public. Why would we not want to know? We need to have more vetting on folks. And we can't go crazy fucking voting, for every... having Americans, in a sense, vote for every position, or even Congress, right, or Senate approving every position. But why wouldn't we want to know? I mean, seriously. Why can't we ask the Trumpers that if the situation was, the tables were turned? I would want to know if the tables were turned, wouldn't you? I think you would. the ethics committee. It's funny. Only has jurisdiction over current, not former members of Congress. Well, they're not continuing the investigation. He resigned. The investigation has been completed. Release the hounds. But on several occasions, the ethics panel has published investigative reports about members who had recently left office. For example, Representative Bill Bonner, that's Boner, Democrat from Tennessee, resigned October 5th, 1987 to become mayor of Nashville. The ethics committee released an initial staff report the following December examining allegations that Boner misused campaign funds, failed to disclose gifts, and accepted bribes. Yeah, Gates has also been investigated by the Department of Justice over allegations of sex trafficking. The thing is, too, is that the Chuds don't want to, because this is on, just because you skate on something doesn't mean that it's not, shouldn't be disclosed to the public what happened. Like if there's no, just because there isn't criminal charges brought, like that's probably a pretty tough thing to prove, right? The child trafficking. Or you need to make sure that, you bring someone up on those kinds of charges, you have to have a solid case. And so that doesn't mean there wasn't a whole lot of fucking obvious sketchy shit that went on with Gates as far as his, sex trafficking. I mean, for fuck's sake, his best buddy, his wingman, right, is in prison for however many decades. James says, if I was in a boat talking to my friend at MIT and the boat is sinking and a shark is 10 yards away, I'm ordering shark fin soup. Cooking it on the battery. Dr. Demon Seaman waiting for a cabinet position. Yeah. I thought that maybe she would get appointed to Surgeon General position. You know what Trump ought to do? He ought to just take all these folks that he wants to nominate for these different positions, put their name in a hat, and like put a list of the positions on a board, and then just draw names from the hat and fill them up as you go down, right? Just whoever. You get a position, you get a position, you get a position. What you got for us, Mac? What the? Come on.
A 27-year-old Alec Breswitz, a Trump campaign advisor, took to the stage to give a speech and appeared to be fine initially.
I'd like to thank Raheem Kassam for the nice introduction, and he made me sound much cooler than I actually am. But I think it's because of the accent. That's a very nice accent, Raheem. But it's a great pleasure to be back speaking with you all tonight.
Several minutes into the speech, however, is when Breswitz began to struggle to remember what he wanted to say next, and then appeared to slur his words before collapsing.
And this man stood with President Trump through the toughest of times. He stood with him through frivolous impeachments, to a rigged election, to a sham. Oh no, I'm forgetting my words. But a sham impeachment.
What the fuck? Holy.
Several people rushed to his aid and helped remove him from the stage. Another speaker reassuring the audience they would make sure Breswitz was okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry, Alex is okay. Just it's a little bit warm up here under the lights. It's okay. Happens to the best of us. Probably happened to me in a minute. But now they've cleared it down there, so I'll have a soft landing. What a wonderful
Yeah, that was crazy. That was just recent, Hunt. Yeah. Wow. I didn't know Access Hollywood was still in business. I didn't. Yeah, he went downhill really quick, didn't he? Holy. I better sip this cocktail slow. Man, that's something else. I don't know that I've ever had alcohol hit me like that. You know, I thought for a second, well, did this dude have a fucking stroke or something? But before he went down, he was like kind of looked like he was enjoying what he was getting ready to go through. Man. James says someone yelled, "Is this Coachella?" Oh, man. Yeah, boofing tequila, boofing something. Wow. I don't know. I mean, 27 years old could, maybe he didn't have his drinking wheels under him. I don't know. That was definitely, he looked lit up real quick. That's not how the heat from lights affects you. Or the heat, being affected by having a heat stroke or whatever. Tequila. Da, 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 da. Still green behind the ears, huh, Mac? Trump has all the best people. He tells us that. You're a winner, Charlie Brown. Take the golf ball and go home. Rapping in the crowd. Raping in the crowd, yeah. Bober slipping GHB in people's drinks. Is that right? Did I get that right? Is that the date rape drug? Polbert. Vaping in the crowd. Either one works, James. She seems to be a pretty aggressive young lady. again, man or woman, it seems to be a requirement for the Trump crew. You have to be willing to sexually assault people, or fondle them at least, with their permission, whatever. Or not, their permission. Man, oh man. How many more days we got anyways, you guys? $33 more days until we get this fucking shit train on the tracks. Oh yeah, we were talking about that earlier too, James. The complete lack of production by this latest Congress, right? It's I think Pete corrected me, but for a while maybe they got some work done in this past year, but for a while it was the worst or the least productive Congress in like since right after World War II, like 70 some years. But I think Pete said that they must have gotten some work done, because I'm sure that's what the stats were early in the year or going into this 2024. But he said certainly the worst since like 2021 or 22, or not 2021, 2001, 2002. So the worst in, a couple decades for sure, if not more. And that's really probably just going on the number of bills passed and not necessarily the quality of those bills, right? Yeah, they're not going to, James, we can just do what it's all we can do is the best we can do, just like most of us did this last, in this recent election. We have battles to win, just no excuses, no fucking, just we have battles to win in 2026. Like I said, there's, what is it? 32 or 33 Senate seats up for grabs in 2026, and a majority of those are Republican-held seats. Or, there will be elections held in those for those seats. Bill, welcome, brother. Bill says, looks like Mikey won't get his CR passed. Hate to say it, but Democrats should not bail him out this time and let them shut down government right before Christmas. Bail him out. I'm assuming you meant, or yeah, you did say that. I read it wrong. Yeah. Well, I definitely see your point, Bill, but I wonder how that would really even impact the Trump supporters anyways. Would they give a flying fuck that the government got shut down because of some idiocy? And I mean, not idiocy from the Democrats, but, Max says, make these Republicans prove they can govern. Yeah, they have the majority, so I don't really, it's just, again, it's the same fucking shit show with those folks. Whether it's trying to choose a speaker and not being able to come together on the most basic things. It's one thing having gridlock, right, in the government overall, but have, you know, the gridlock that we've seen inside the Republican Party. Like I said, normally maybe we wouldn't give a shit, but it's really, it's just fucking screwing us. I still don't know what to think, you guys. It's not we as individuals, right? But we as Americans have given the Republicans a majority. I am just fucking blown away. I'm just blown away. Again, it's, you know, I said the other night that it's got to be just completely, it's got to be very tough for Biden and Harris at some moments, you know, thinking we worked our balls off, their staff worked their ass off to fucking clean up after Trump's mess when they were elected in 2020. And, you know, it's got to fucking hand it right back to them, man, to do again. It's just, well, it's not going to break us. It's not going to break my back. But it's an unbelievable challenge, and it'll be great getting through it. It'll be great persevering through it, and you know, hopefully somehow addressing the nonsense of these uneducated, sky is falling. I mean, it's just, maybe it's going to get worse. Who knows? Donald's cult is all on welfare. It'll affect them more than productive members of society, right on. It won't happen so much at stake, but I wish Canada could give Trump the fuck you over tariffs. Jay says this next Congress will be the first U.S. Congress in over 25 years to have no female committee chairperson. Wow. Wow. Not a single one. Bill says only a person I know that would be affected by a shutdown would be my multimillionaire bro-in-law, whose company is completely dependent on state and municipal money. Right on. And is a maggot, so fuck him. Yeah, well, that's Elon Musk, right? I keep bringing that up. The son of a bitch sits there and is, you know, touting fucking smaller government, and he has $3 billion in government contracts, and like over a half a dozen contracts totaling $3 billion. And I'm not saying we shouldn't have those contracts with him. I'd be willing to guess there's a couple that we could probably do without, or maybe spread the love around, right? What's the matter, Roxy? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it's almost like we're in a lull. I mean, I'm thinking about local elections and 2026. And for sure, though, the campaigning will start for those elections sometime next summer, right? This coming summer. Yeah. Bill says Elon shouldn't have any government tests or contracts make drug tests great again. Yeah, it sucks. We got to get through, Bill, and you know what I'm talking about. we got to get through this shit, man, so we can fucking hammer down on that. We need to be, holding ourselves more as Dems, I guess, more accountable too. I mean, I'm registered as an independent. Not that I'm trying to shy away from at all my liberal views. Sorry, I was listening to what was going on downstairs. Like, holy shit. I think the hound dog got out again. He's a bugger. I certainly don't believe in that we need to burn it all fucking down to build it right. It's just clearly across the board we have issues with money influencing, right? Hey, this brings up another, actually, oh, hey, I didn't even know. Did I? Anyways, it's not going to let me fucking read that. There it is. Musk's rocket company SpaceX effectively dictates NASA's rocket launch schedule. Let me read that again. That's kind of interesting. Faux show. Elon Musk's influence over the federal government is extraordinary and extraordinarily lucrative. Mr. Musk's rocket company SpaceX effectively dictates NASA's rocket launch schedule. The Defense Department relies on him. You hear that shit? This is a New York Times article. The Defense Department relies on him to get most of its satellites to orbit. His companies were promised $3 billion across nearly 100 different contracts. So I was way off. I said 6 contracts, over 100 different contracts last year with 17 federal agencies. And it, I know I don't have it up on the screen for you guys, but it shows all the different cabinet departments that Elon and Tesla have influence over. See, this is my concern. And I think most smart people's concern is Trump is and always has been basically a fucking meat puppet for the ultra rich folks, the folks that are also much more smarter than him, which isn't all that difficult. But in this, with what we're seeing now with Vance being, but where is Vance, by the way? Vance has plans. You know what I mean? And it's not just fucking his furniture. You think these, and I love tech. It's very fun and interesting, and I don't trust unbridled AI and that sort of thing at all, right? Like, I'm just saying we always need to have all kinds of fucking safety barriers in place with that shit. I mean, if you don't think so, then you haven't seen at all what it's capable of right now. It's not a threat today. Its capability to become one is insanely high, right? I mean, you can't say it isn't any more than I can say it is, right? It just, the possibility is clearly there. So these people aren't stupid at all. And they are maybe lacking morally, and I don't want to say that that's the case, or put like all tech junkies or Silicon Valley in that kind of a box. We've seen the different opinions and different sides with the top AI folks in the country, in the world, right? There have been plenty of very innovative folks in that field that are, throwing up red flags in the sense that, and at a minimum saying we need to be careful. So my point is that people like J.D. Vance and Peter Thiel and Elon Musk, they're going to be quietly taking hold of certain, or gaining power in certain areas and positions in our government. That's my thoughts, that, either rather they, just let Trump wither on the vine for the next 4 years, or they get rid of him in the next 2 years. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see I guess it depends on how much pushback they get from him on what they want to do. But my guess is not much. Trump's fucking spent. I mean, once he gets inaugurated and gets settled in, he's going to be fucking out to lunch. There's just no doubt about it. James, I love you, brother. Be good. All right. Christmas shopping awaits. James, get yourself a new wallet while you're out there. Max says the stupid magatees come here to watch and vote on the posted polls, but they are too goddamn chicken shit, to show themselves. Or to comment, right? Like, they won't challenge me, right, Mac? They sit there and use stupid excuses like, oh, they get fucking timed out. It's like, no, you don't. If you come in here and you want to fucking debate me or anybody in chat and not sit there and spew fucking completely, steaming piles of shit, propaganda for information or disinformation, then you're welcome. Welcome to do it. But yeah, agreed, Mac. They're not capable of it. I proved that last night, or the night before, maybe it was. I sat there and offered Sin a wrench for about 5 minutes so she could easily post her source for for who knows what the fuck, just some bullshit. I can't even remember. That's how, literally how serious I take them anymore. I'll sit there and fucking feed the animals, but I can't remember their I can't remember what the fuck nonsense they're on about at any given minute, because it changes quickly. Bill says Elon will shut down Sam Altman and his AI in favor of his own. Right. Bill, did you hear me? I could find the link. If you get just the 60 minutes, the 60 minutes marathon just recently on environment and AI was really good and depressing. Yeah, they do a lot of discussing, but god damn it, I'm getting my documentaries confused. Hold on. I'm going to find it for you. It's a long one, and it's AI generated, and shit gets repetitive, but you can get a lot of it in probably like the first 45 minutes to an hour. All right, did I lose you guys now? It seems I did. But it goes into some of that, almost the kind of drama side of it, Bill, with actually with China too, you know, intellectual theft or whatever. I searched the longest possible documentaries I can find. Yeah, she bailed. She refused to answer that night. Of course. She just keeps referring to fucking stupid fucking videos on X or whatever it is. Jay says all his billionaires friends have studied the Trump psyche or paid to have it studied and learned that all it takes to get what you want with a narcissist is compliments. Yeah. Oh, yeah. These people are just way... I mean, I guess maybe the first round of Trump, the first 4 years of fucking Trump bullshit was a lot of the folks around him weren't that dirty, right? They were just kind of maybe far-right Republicans, right? And willing to just, you know, turn their head, and some of them all the way up to the point of a failed coup attempt. But yeah, for sure, this next batch, as Jay says, they don't have a problem with fucking getting down on their knees and kissing Trump's ass once in a while, however often it's going to be, right? Keep Trump content. That will be their goal, and the world is their oyster. That will without a doubt be the game plan for a lot of them, Jay. That's, I think. Look, I said the other night too, Trump can't stand Vance. I don't know if he can't stand him, but I'll tell you what, Trump didn't want Vance. I have no idea what the other big maybe he didn't even give any thought to it, right? It's like, how did he even come up with Mike Pence to begin with? Anyways, Trump didn't want Vance, and they don't click, clearly. They just don't. Even though maybe it's, you know, a president VP relationship isn't always just like that, you know, simple, easy, natural. But still, Vance is, for fuck's sake, he's young enough to be Trump's grandkid, right? How old is Vance anyways? 40 or something stupid like that? He could literally be Trump's grandkid. So it's just there's absolutely zero connection there. And Trump's burnt out. I don't know how to say. I mean, Vance isn't a stupid person, right? And that's what I mean. Like, these folks around Trump this second round are going to be far more calculating than the fucking Republican hacks that were around Trump the first term. Yeah, Bill says Theo picked Vance. He picked Pence for the evangelical vote. Oh, see, I guess I didn't. Don't recall that how much influence Thiel had in Pence being the VP pick, but yeah, for sure. Like and Trump Jr., right, or Don Jr. Bill, I think it was before the election, and just the week or two before the election that I don't think it was Peter Thiel. There's some other fucking nutty philosophical tech dude guru guy that wrote a book that Vance had been touting a few times. Like, this guy was like full on well, at a minimum, an autocracy, right? Type control, for sure. If not communism. So I'm going to have to look that up. I'm sure I can just probably throw up those search words and or keywords and find them, but I can't recall the guy's name. I want to say that he is probably maybe he's the same age as Vance. Not sure if it was somebody he went to school with or not, but yeah, I never got a chance to fucking play the Vance tearing up the universities and just literally saying outright, we need to legislate laws that will put all resources into coming after our liberal universities, like the one he graduated from. I don't know, man. What do you guys think? When in the past has attacking institutions of learning or higher learning ever been good for the people? Pretty much never. Bill says, without Thiel, no Vance, no Elon or Tesla. He's got a half dozen cabinet members in his pocket. U.S. is an oligarch now. Full stop. Yeah, well, I'm with you on that. How close we are to being having too much influence from these oligarchs, right? That we've kind of known about, or just with campaign funding, like I mentioned earlier, with all the influence of money. But Bill, dude, don't ever be afraid to elaborate, brother. I would like to know who else Thiel is connected with as far as those cabinet picks go. And I mean, I could just look them up. Look up their relationship myself, but probably folks like Patel, I'm assuming. Devin Nunes, of course, probably right. Anybody having to do with social media regulation, crypto, right? Am I getting close? Oh, hey, darling. Yeah. Sorry, just so focused on all the fucking nonsense. I mean, it's going to be like this fucking mafia ring, ring of different size circles of power around Trump. Much like Hitler. Probably much like Putin currently. Yeah, it's kind of funny, isn't it, Mac? They just, like, the chuds just go completely fucking dark. It's like I don't even see their regular fucking shit show crew on at the White House chat right now, right? Their strongest person right now over there is Musty. Maybe Chaos. Richard Stubblefield. It's all good. I know Sin and Robert are listening. Probably King Tide. Or they will be. They keep checking in and out. Bill says, yep, government investing in crypto is the goal for Thiel. It's just, as I know you know, the conflict in interest in is heavy in a few different cases. I touched on it last night. God damn it, I have my notes up here from last night. But Trump putting Nunes is am I getting that? Devin Nunes, yeah. Isn't he like the CEO of True Social, and now he is going to be his position in the Trump cabinet will be one that is able to or at some level to regulate these social media groups. So you can see him absolutely trying to shut down in whatever ways he can Facebook, probably not Twitter, right? Or X, whatever the fuck. Maybe YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever the other ones are, Telegram, I don't know. Bill says they say that they hate the Fed banking, but want those same Fed agencies to create an untraceable crypto reserve, right? And it's just you know what my thoughts are? I've been never shied away from it. I don't fully understand the autonomy of cryptocurrency because probably because I've never really looked into it that deeply. I have, tried to understand it somewhat, but I've never spent a bunch of time on it because I guess mainly probably because I'm just not invested in it. It's interesting, but I don't think that it seems that. I mean, tell me why I would be wrong. Prove me wrong that if it's some sort of digital currency that it isn't hackable at some point. I mean, why isn't it? I mean, I do not understand how it's able to have this extreme autonomy, right? I mean, I do get like the dark web and somewhat how that works, and you're able to, remain anonymous, but anonymity, was I using the wrong word there? I have all kinds of thoughts on that. I'll bet you I could get Bill going. I love Bill, man. He is a fucking thinker and a half. Not that y'all are. It's just, right? I mean, you think about currency anyways, right? It's funny. It really is. Like we, at some point in society, decided that we were going to benefit by trading some of our time to work for, well, money, but initially it probably started out as, hey, I only have so much land. I got my fields all plowed up. My wood's cut. I don't know really, it's just we're set. There's really nothing else I could do. There's no way to take any more advantage of your property or your farm or whatever. So you go to the neighbor and you say, I got a couple extra hours this fall I can burn, and I'll help you plow your field that you haven't been able to get tilled completely on your own because it's too big. If you give me a couple chickens or some carrots from it or what, right? You get the point. And so now we're going and giving our time and our intelligence for some pretty fabric. So it is all kind of odd, but I think the moving to digital completely, like a cryptocurrency, like, you know, honestly, how much of our transactions are done digitally anyways, right? Every time we go down to pay a bill or something like that, that shit's not getting brought to the proper bank, or, you know, the whoever held the debt or whatever, right, in cash. So it's literally 2% of the currency is hard cash. 2% of the currency in circulation is hard cash. It is a pretty low amount. I don't know how accurate that is, but I'm guessing it's pretty close. So my thing is, too, it's like, well, does it really fucking matter if shit hits the fan and you have a fucking stack of fucking $100 bills in your pocket? What are they worth once that happens anyways, right? Whether you can get into your bank card or an ATM or not, does the fucking $100 in cash or the, you know, roll of fucking Franklins you have in your pocket, are they worth anything at that point? How much bread are you going to get for them? Bill says, I don't understand the mining of crypto, but I know you need a pretty expensive bank of computers to. Yeah, my kid's done a little bit. That works for the NSA. He's done, not for the NSA, but he's done a little bit of that. He only has 1 or 2 computers working on it or something. So just a hobby thing to see how it works. I find that interesting as hell too, Bill. How is crypto just, you know, even, what is it, like you can find a quarter of a crypto coin or whatever the fuck it is, right, or a half of one, and as valuable as they are, right, but you are right, it takes a whole lot of processing power, and even small hobbyists have 3, 4, 5 fucking computers just working on it constantly, right? It's so you're thinking about your electric bill, and you could go months without, like I said, maybe not getting jack shit. And I think the thing is, too, with that bill, these folks, unless you have a massive, like, pole barn or, you know, some sort of warehouse or something full of computers working on that, you're probably never going to mine enough to make it ever worth it. Or just barely break it, like panning gold in a sense, brother. Right? Like spending a whole lot of fucking time going up to a creek or wherever and panning gold, and it doesn't cost you much necessarily to go up there constantly and stay wherever, but you just don't ever get much. Might end up with a couple $1,000s at the end of a season or something. It is very interesting shit, though. I do love technology. I really do. It's just that I don't have a problem with being a little bit paranoid based on ignorance to avoid some of the crazy shit that is possible, right? Like, I mean, you guys know I'd be all about the most amazing positive advancements for, you know, the ability AI has in the medical field is that's the shit that's, you know, that's the shit that's just absolutely futuristic, amazing, and all within possibility. Darlene says that's why all the YouTubers are sponsored by Noble Gold, trying to get you to invest in that. Guess what? They can seize the gold if shit goes down. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know how much we've seen. I mean, there's like eminent domain laws and stuff like that here in the States, but I would have to look to see exactly what the government required of the U.S. citizens through our history in times of in tough times. Jay says imaginary digital currency in an age of hackers and grift seems counterintuitive. Yeah, that's my point, Jay, and I bet my ass you understand it even way better than I do. Not that I understand it well at all. It doesn't. I guess it doesn't seem necessary, does it? I mean, someone would have to show me why it's so much better, because it's certainly. I don't think you'd ever be able to prove to me that it's safer. I just don't think that's possible when somebody can come along and say, look, anything can be hacked. It's just ridiculous. If you can build it, it can be broken into. It's period. Bill says, all I know is Assad didn't fly into Moscow with pallets full of rubles or even gold. He went in with greenbacks, same as all the Russian oligarchs are hoarding U.S. cash. Right. Well, of course, because it's still the currency of choice around the world for the most part. Jay says, I don't play poker in Vegas because I know damn well that sharks swim in those waters. Exactly. Dave says, so you're probably familiar with a cryptographic hash, right? MD5 or SHA, etc. You feed it in an input, it returns a random looking output. The thing is, it is not secure or functional for a majority of the population, because if you can't understand how to protect or how, I mean, is not our trust in banks already, at its limits? And I am not like trying to throw up fear about banks, but we've seen what happens when they make really terrible business decisions. People lose their fucking money. And it hasn't happened often necessarily, but let's be honest, the biggest theft has come from these Ponzi schemes, investors, pyramid schemes, and certainly more recently in one crypto scheme after another. Bill says, no serial numbers on a crypto coin. Right. Dave says, to mine a Bitcoin, you need to find a hash that starts with a dozen zeros. Very difficult to do. Brute force is the only way, which is why it requires so much computing power. Yeah, right on. See, I don't pretend to understand it totally, Dave, but I know that it takes a lot of computing power because you have to search like just so much of the wherever it is that it's searching. Just so much information has to be gone through. So how the fuck does it happen, Dave? We'll bite on this for a couple minutes and then I got to get the fuck out of here. So you said you're looking for a hash that begins with a dozen zeros. Does that then tell them that there is possible crypto coin or pieces of it, percentages of a crypto coin? Because it's not necessarily always a whole one, right? For fuck's sake, I'm 54 years old. Give me a break. We had fucking phones that hung up on the wall and you couldn't walk away from it very far. So then what is the computer doing? Like, I understand programs a little bit, like algorithms, like, file searches, for instance, that sort of basic thing. What is it then once it finds that dozen hashtags or zeros, sorry, is that an automatic indicator that there's something there and now it's just going to be like looking through the Grand Canyon for a fucking dime? Or not necessarily the same value wise, but something that size in the Grand Canyon. You know what I mean? Right. Dave says it's finding a needle in a haystack. It's always a whole crypto coin once found. Okay, I gotcha. So a big magnet then, Dave. Yeah. It is very interesting because I for the most part, I can wrap my brain around virtual information and the endlessness of it, right? In a sense, well, I guess that's been kind of a paradoxical question too, right? Is it possible to have more virtual space than there is actual space in the universe? Because you need the energy to create that virtual space. Hey, hang tight a second, you guys. I'll be back in like 2 minutes, 2 seconds this time, but I want to yap for a few more minutes. All right, I'm back. I told you that would be quick. Hey, Bear. What's up, my sister? Peace and love to you, lady. Uh-oh, I didn't even... What did A Bear say? Is she going to repost? I hope, probably. Bill says he has no problem with crypto in the private sector, but feels it would make people feel insecure if the government gets involved and starts artificially manipulating its value. For shizzle dizzle. I mean, well, it's just, again, I mean, I don't want to give away what a absolute complete fucking moron I am in this field, but can you imagine folks 20 years, 30 years old? I mean, not all of them. There's probably plenty of all kinds of folks older than me that are much more able to grasp it than I am, but it just seems like it, yeah. I mean, it seems like it would cause a lot of stress, right, Bill? Like, insecure is the word he used. So, yeah, it's, look, someone just has to, and not that I'm the one who gives the final okay on it. Nobody needs me giving the final okay on anything except for what to have for dinner. Someone just has to prove to me or show me why it's a better system, right? I mean, wouldn't security be the... Is that not really the only issue? And trust me, Bill knows. I've had my issues with currency security. I still can't believe that shit. Bill says, MAGA, the dollar is worthless. Need to go back to gold-based currency. Also, MAGA, we need a virtual currency. Yeah, exactly. It's just right. Well, Bill, I brought it up earlier. I don't know if you caught that in the White House chat, the lithium mines in California, and how because I'm pretty, hawkish about that kind of stuff because, well, for fuck's sake, 80% of America has no clue about the fucking mountains that have been torn down in the Appalachians for coal, right? And how none of them motherfuckers prospered from it. You know what they got out of it? Fucking black lung. That's what they got out of it. And so, but obviously, solar, electric is the future. I mean, we have to, and we're never going to find better ways of storing it or improve our ways of storing it, make it more efficient, make it more environmentally friendly, or have more environmentally friendly ways of doing this, producing these batteries. But this one mine in California, just east of San Diego, is an area that's been kind of forgotten about and had some issues. And now there's a chance for it to come back to life. And it will be mining lithium there, the huge lithium deposit there, second largest in the United States, I believe, in a way that lithium is, as far as I know, has not been mined anywhere else in the U.S. And so you see these kooks, to your point, Bill, about their hypocrisy, wanting to fucking sitting there touting this fucking fantasy phrase, clean coal, but are against any sort of movement towards the future, right? With electric, and obviously having to find. And by the way, just a side note, the Tesla batteries, they aren't the best. They aren't nowhere near the best in storing electric. Tesla's batteries are like the Microsoft of or Windows of operating systems. Tesla batteries are like the Windows of operating systems for computers. Jay says, this new Mackie 1642 Viz 4 mixing board I just got is RF shielded and can set up right next to my laptop, and the preamps are absolutely quiet still. Wow. Yeah. I haven't, because I'm so small up here, Jay, I don't have much. I've never, thankfully, even with as old and sketchy as some of the wiring is in the house, it's thankfully I've never had any interference issues. I don't even think I mean, back in the day where we used to practice in the basement in my hometown, you had to have one of these fucking spit covers, right, for your mic, just so you didn't get shocked when you were playing your guitar. I thought for sure I might have that. I mean, everything's grounded in the house, but yeah, exactly. That's what people, Jay says they made their kids work in those mines. Well, just really even beyond that, brother, like in our lifetimes, right? Like kids would be dropping out of school there in the 70s and shit. And yes, there was just nothing. And I mean, we could go on with different social issues in parts of the Appalachians, right? But it's like, for fuck's sake, these fucking huge corporations come in, these coal companies come in and just literally tear the tops off mountains. Mac knows what I'm talking about. And it's just, and they leave nothing but devastation. You have streams poisoned running next to elementary schools, and you have, just extreme poverty, some of the highest rates in our country. And of course, what does that bring? All kinds of other social issues, drug and alcohol abuse. and they think that that is a better solution. And these companies, anyways, to finish up what my thought, are walking away with millions after this, right? And Trump wants to deregulate to make it possible for these companies to get wealthier and destroy more communities. It's literally paid slavery, right? I mean, look, we should not have to, in my eyes, and I know it's a huge fucking goal or wish, but we should not have profiting corporations in charge of natural resources that we depend on for life saving, or our necessities, right? Our primary necessities, clean water, right? Clean air. And if somebody's digging up coal and burning it for electricity for Americans in America, they should not be profiting. There's no need for it. People can get paid for the fucking work they do. They can get paid for the research and development that they invest in, right? They can get paid to cover their costs, their labor costs, their overhead. Nobody's saying that isn't how it should work. You should not have people, a handful of people, becoming disgustingly wealthy while communities are being fucking destroyed and poisoned. I know that's just bonkers thought on my part, right? What kind of idiot am I to think that it's not okay to do that to each other? Yeah, see, Mac is nailing it. Teen pregnancy, health issues, lower education standards. It affects a lot of different aspects of society, no doubt, brother. Yeah, it's strip mining. They literally tear the fucking tops off mountains, or as far down as they're allowed to go. And the runoff, it's just the roadways for miles from trucks transporting this shit, or the coal, or the trains. Everything's black. Houses are black. The trees are, it's I'm not exaggerating one bit. Mac knows. It's the hidden, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but it's I can't sit there and blame America and say that we've just turned our heads completely. It needs to be put up in people's faces, right? Like, I didn't know about it until I knew about it, right? Like, if people aren't curious as to how our electricity is processed or comes about through mining coal or whatnot, you should look. I'm ashamed for not, I've said before, it's like, I really wish I had paid more attention to the things I should have been paying more attention to a long time ago. Dave says, thankfully, Donnie will spend more time golfing than being president. I hope so, Dave. That's our only hope. Jay says, you better watch out. You better, no kidding, watch the fuck out. Trumpy, clampy Claus is coming to D.C. All right, Bill gets the last word. When their Appalachian kids come to California and beg me for change when their music career fails, and I'll give them some. That's why we love Bill. He is a giver. You guys, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. Mrs. V, appreciate you keeping me distracted. As I always say, I'm going to just try to keep on this as much as possible. I was a little bit mellow tonight, but it's all right to be like that, I guess, sometimes, eh? Still good conversation, so I appreciate all you guys. All right, be good. I will see you soon. I promise that for sure. Ain't nobody keeping this motherfucker down. All right, you guys be good. Peace and love. TV2 out like a motherfucker. There's those drones. I got the shit blasted.